What is up, latex fetish nation? My first YouTube video. Be gentle, I'm nervous. I'm wearing the Gymshark Elements base layer tank top here. Whenever I'm wearing this, or one of the Apex Seamless collections, I am ravenous for my own reflection. I am sponsored by Gymshark, and using code JAMIEA10 at checkout will net you a 10% discount. But also keep Gymshark enthused about me. I hope the longer I stay on the roster, the longer my local town's festival goes without being turned into a documentary. Enough jovial banter for now. I'm going to take you through how I formulate an effective session so that I can continuously progress and get bigger. First movement, onto the lat pull down. Why do I do lat pull downs first? When I move on to rows for my second movement, I'm only going to shave off about 10% of what I would do if I was to do rows first. Adversely, if I do rows, then lat pull down, I'm probably going to take off about 40% of my working weight on the lat pull down, as it being a second movement. That's just how I work. That's how my fatigue orientates. So I'm trading stimulus bias so that I lose the least gross throughout the workout. My main movements, I work in a top set, back offset manner. To do all my warm-ups, I'm going to pick a weight for a certain amount of reps. I'm going to go balls to the wall with it. Get sweaty, get freaky, and get violent with it. Try to keep your form a bit standardized, just so that you know what to do next time, and you know how you've done it. That is your top set. As you can see, I've changed the weight, and I was going to go back into another set, because I wasn't so happy with the quality of the reps I got from my top set. But doing my straps up, I realized that anything I try now is gonna be pointless. I've took a set to failure. My main set, my top set, going into anything else after this, I'm going to be deflated. Save yourself and recuperate for something better. And straight on the dopamine machine I go. I'm stitching. Just burning desire to be another piece of consciousless cattle roaming about. Into the back offset we go. So the goal here was to get some reps in, higher quality reps. That's what I was going for. But I got heavy quick. It all caught up to me. And I ended up busting out 8 and then 2 kind of measly droplets.
Like, how can I make this about how hard it is and how much of a favour I'm doing by turning up every day in my 7-piece cast outfit and wreaking havoc upon the demons through physical warfare?
Alright, I get it. You're massive. Don't eat me, please. He's not doing another pull down, is he? Surely not. Well, fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I am, because I was quite unenthused with my previous 2 sets of pull down. So I thought, you know what, I'll try split up into still effective sets, but less taxing on the gross load being moved. Same on the first movement, I'm choosing a rep range and I'm finding that way that I'm gonna target for that amount of reps. I'm gonna get comfortable, then I'm gonna go for it. Meet Hanako at Embers, will I fuck? I'm gonna hump one out into Pan Am, then go Cyber Psycho at the Christmas market.
No, I didn't steal my grandmother's diazepam to get high. It's got a brain dance, you freaking idiot.
Ah, the delectable row. My favourite row variation available to me. At my gym, I did feel like a predator filming this because it's right next to the women's toilets and the door was just like held open with a weight.
Good to know I can swip in and out without obstacle quite easily if there's any damsel in distress.
Same philosophy with the pull down. I'm going to do 2 sets. 1 set absolutely just milking the areola off of it, just squeezing the juice clean out, just keep going and going and going. I do hope I never have to reiterate this, but it is all fun and games until the speech audios come on. Joshua Graham, Frank Castle, fucking Erwin Smith. Someone is getting physically or spiritually murdered today, assaulted in their own house.
For I have been baptized twice, once in water, once in flame.
At this point, it was getting hard. I was struggling to get it up. It was taking some serious momentum and force. It was reminding me of every time I've been with a woman and led on my side like a French painting, just flaccid. Shit me, pal, you could smoke in the shower. Jesus. This absolute bubonic goiter of a spot on my face should be enough to tell you that fast food, after one Burger King or KFC, and I've just gained cystic acne overnight.
Found a better mic. I've listened to that back, and the audio is awful. Heavy apologies. But onto a low row we go. Why am I doing a low row? Because I've done 3 of the main back functions already, that being a frontal pull down and a relatively wide / mid grip pull down. I've done a high row, now I'm doing a low row, somewhat biasing those iliac fibres, the horizontal ones, the bottom of the back. And I'm doing this unilaterally because I've done a heavy bilateral movement, 2 heavy bilateral movements, and for me, I'm fried. I'm done for. I just wanna get some attention in there without just dragging around and really get some focus on there. Here he is, look. Absolute unit. Look, fucking hell. There's no way this guy is 5'6" and poor. Can't be. He should be getting paid for the way he looks. I forgot to mention when I touched on unilateral movements to start with, I always start with my right side. It's my least dominant side. My right arm is worse and weaker, my right pec, my right lat, even my right nut is inferior to the breadwinning left one. So I'm always, when I've got energy to do it, I'm always going to start off with my right, match it, see what I can get with it, and then base my left sets off of that. Couple of poses now, just a review of the aftermath we have caused, and not bad, not awful. Don't even know what that is, but it looks good. Oh, hungry bum. And into biceps we sail. This was an absolute failure. The angles are awful. I didn't change the exposure, so the colours, or the white balance. Still new to this camera technology stuff. First bicep movement, they're already warm, they're already, to be fair, fried. So I'm just going to go straight into an all-out set, really dig in and get as much as I can out of it. I'm only going to do one, and then I'm going to move on to a bilateral curl. Yeah, the camera died and I forgot to film that, but I was aiming for somewhere between 6 to 9 for the first set of curls, and then onto the second movement, the bilateral curls, I did a set of 8 and then a set of 11. But triceps was a bit of a blowout the day before, and this is where I wanted to touch on like programming and things of that. I'm not going to do triceps for another 2 days. So I can fit these in on my pull day, hit legs, and then I'll be fine, ready for the next push session. So that I've kept up with my frequency and I'm not missing a day on it. Same with the biceps. I'm starting off with a unilateral movement, really trying to milk as much as I can out of each arm without any hindrance, and then moving on to a bilateral movement. This is basically just a preacher curl. So I've got my arm in the cuff, I'm pushing my bicep into the cable post, trying to keep stable. Same with the biceps. I'm going to do one set of push downs with aiming for about 6 to 9 in the rep range, and then I'm going to do 2 sets of overhead extensions, looking for the 8+ region, somewhere between 8 and 11 would be ideal. And wow, I look back on these clips and I am chopped. It's like, what is going on? And that concludes my session. Let me know what you think. Hopefully nothing too mean. I will put my 3D printer to use. I have nothing to lose.